Hey guys, it's the Obsessed Movie Man, Jack, and I wanted to do something different today. Ever since my early childhood, or at least as far back as I can remember, I've been a huge Godzilla fan. He is my all time favorite movie monster, and I love collecting not just Godzilla action figures, uh, mostly weird Godzilla novelties. I've kind of started doing this recently after watching one of my favorite YouTube series, Monster Island Buddies. So, full shout out to him for influencing me to do stuff like this now. And I don't really do this for other characters. I'll just buy the figures or I'll buy a prop, like a small replica or a t-shirt or whatever. But with Godzilla, there's so much weird and pretty cool merchandise out there. I don't go for a lot of the ones that are directly from Japan. There are a few. But I wanted to share most, if not all, of the ones that I have. Maybe there's some that I forgot that are in the abyss of my house. But I wanted to share with you what I have. So let's get into it. I've always wanted a humidifier, and I thought, is there a Godzilla humidifier out there? And there is. Now I muted this picture in case of copyright, but what it does is it plays music from the Godzilla films, and it actually you also hear sound effects of Godzilla breathing, or his atomic breath. And I think this is just such a cool thing. I love how it looks. It's like a little chibi Godzilla figure, and if you're gonna have a humidifier, have one that breathes atomic breath. Am I right? Now, this next one is fairly easy to find. It's a little Godzilla coin bank. Again, I muted the audio because I don't want Toho to copyright my video. And it plays like sound effects of Godzilla stomping around, and you also have his roar, some music too, and you put a little coin on that button right there, you press it down, and then Godzilla will come out and actually drag the coin into the bank. And it's a really fun thing. I have it on my desk right now, and that's where I keep it, and it's just a fun little thing. I've really got into collecting high Godzilla figures. This is my MonsterVerse collection. I have two Godzillas. One is like the King of the Monsters Godzilla, or maybe it's Godzilla Kong the New Empire. I forgot which one, but I also have 2014 Godzilla, King of the Monsters Mothra, King of the Monsters Rodan, King of the Monsters King Ghidorah. The Ghidorah one is massive. It's very fragile and hard to stand, so I keep it like that. Just keep it in this pose. And they're roughly $50 to $100. Like at least King Ghidorah is about $100, and they're really cool. I'm hoping they make a Mecha Godzilla soon. Haya's also getting into some of the Heisei era Godzilla. Now I got these two for Christmas. This is 1990s King Ghidorah, 1990s Godzilla that pairs off against each other. There are variations to some of the Godzillas and King Ghidorahs. Like there's a battle damage King Ghidorah. There's a fire or atomic breath Godzilla, and that's for almost all the Haya figures, which is a little annoying where you have to buy extras if you want the effects pieces, but I mostly just go for the standard releases. This King Ghidorah is amazing, by the way. You can like articulate the head, the tongue, the necks, anything you can imagine. Even the wings are articulated. It's really cool. And the Godzilla, I've seen people who are able to stand the Godzilla on his tail. I can't do that. I think I did it once, but I just have them displayed like this because I don't know if it would ever give out or not. But I love these two things, and Haya just keeps cooking with their figures. I would love to see them tackle some of the Showa era Godzilla stuff, but yeah, this is what I have. Now, one of the more recognizable pieces of Godzilla merch are the Movie Monster series, and I have quite a few. I mostly started recently, but I remember I've had a few of them since I was a kid. Like my dad went to Japan, got like one or two of them. These are some of the ones that I have. I have a few others around. So, like some of you can see that are pretty cool. I have 1998 Godzilla. Yeah, 1998 Godzilla from the Matthew Broderick film. He's right next to Gigan, right behind Godzilla Jr., right in front of Mothra. I love that thing. I even kept the tag on that one. The Destroyer is really cool. It's a gigantic figure. It came out recently. I'm really into these things. I'm excited to get, well, more. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit Godzilla, or not Godzilla, Biolante in there. But these are some of the Movie Monster series that I have. I'm very happy with what I have so far. Oh, and there's Manila. God bless Manila. Now, here's one of the cool ones that I think I have. The Super 7 put out this little figure. It's Godzilla's skeleton from the 1954 Godzilla, the original Godzilla film. So the skeleton's like there at the bottom of the ocean. You can see the oxygen destroyer activated. And if you look closely, you can see a little Dr. Serizawa like right in front of the skeleton of Godzilla. I thought this thing was so cool, I decided to keep it in the box. And there are a few that I have in the box. I'm not really an in-box collector because I like to move the figures around. The boxes usually take up space, but this thing was so cool, I had to keep it in the box. It's just amazing. Godzilla is also not a stranger to collabs or crossovers with other franchises, be it in comics or even in action figure form. And this is a fairly recent one. This is a Ninja Turtles Godzilla figure. This is specifically Leonardo combined with Godzilla. Now, there are some Power Ranger ones that are currently out on the shelves, but I saw this and thought this is a turtle and a dinosaur kind of creature. I have to get this. Like, you see the atomic breath around Leonardo's katanas. He has a tail that's not really showing up in the picture. I I thought this was so funny and so cool. I wanted to snag him, and apparently this one was hard to find at my store. He usually does the Rodan one, nothing else. Maybe there's a King Ghidorah one, but yeah, I'm happy to have this guy on the shelf. Now, this is something of a custom figure. It's by YMSF, and this one in particular is Godzilla from the 90s animated series. And it didn't come painted. I have a good friend, you all know him as CTQ, and he paints miniatures really well. And I asked if he could paint this for me, and it came out amazing. It blew out all expectations. I think it's a work of art. It's one of my favorite pieces that CTQ has ever done in general. I may be biased because it's Godzilla. He mostly does Warhammer. But I love how this comes out. Now, you can't really pose it because then there are parts that don't show the paint. And I'm assuming, I'm too afraid to really pose it around, but I love this guy so much. There's not really any merchandise off that cartoon series, so I'm happy to have this. Funko Pops are hit or miss with me, but this one looked so gosh darn adorable. It's a Godzilla King of the Monsters, or at least Godzilla v Kong, Godzilla versus Kong. Oh my gosh, this is his Funko Pop, and I really like how it looks. I love the black eyes. I love the pose. I love the detail on this Funko Pop. It's really cool. And again, I'm not the biggest Funko Pop person. I have a few, but I'm not like an avid collector. But if I was gonna have a Godzilla Funko Pop, I decide this is the one I probably want to have. Even if it's the MonsterVerse, this is probably the one Godzilla Funko Pop I'll keep. NECA had the license for Godzilla figures for a while, and this is one of the few 1954 Godzilla figures I have. I love how he looks. It's kind of a black and white charcoal gray feel to him, and I've been hesitant to get rid of him. It's an affordable 1954 Godzilla figure. Well, probably not as affordable as it was when it came out. NECA doesn't have the license anymore, but this is just so cool to have an articulated 1954 Godzilla. And yeah, not a lot to say. I wish NECA was able to do more with the Godzilla license, but at least I have this one. Well, I have another one, but we'll get to that soon. SH Monster Arts. Now, this is a company that's been going on for quite a while with Godzilla stuff, and they are quite expensive. I found this one it's an older one. This is a concept series Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 in the Heisei series. And this is a design that I really like of Mechagodzilla. I wish they used it in the actual film because I'm not the biggest fan of the 90s Mechagodzilla look. But I really love it. I love like the machine gun hands. I love that he can fly with his jet. I love the face. Everything about it is really cool. I heard they based the Ready Player One Mechagodzilla off of this. I've never seen Ready Player One, the movie, but I've seen pictures of their Mechagodzilla, and it looks pretty similar. But man, it's very fragile. I have it on the lower shelf because I don't want it to break. But I'm so grateful that I have this. I love this design, and I'm happy to have it in figure form. Another custom figure, this one from Rick San Custom Toys. Now, this is a Godzilla based off the unused 1994 Stan Winston Godzilla design. And it's a design that I really like. This was from a movie that was never made, prior to the 1998 Godzilla movie. And it's a really cool looking figure. It comes with the opponent Godzilla was going to face in that movie, his severed head. It comes with some tanks and all that. And it's, I think, I'm very nervous about messing this figure up, but I think it's connected by wires. That's how you can move it around. And man, I love the design of the Stan Winston Godzilla. If you haven't seen pictures of it online. Look it up. Like Stan Winston is probably the king of creature designs, or one of the best creature designers of all time. And I really wish we got to see this Godzilla in live action, but at least I get to have the figure, right? In the 90s, and at least in America, as far as I understand, the toy company Trendmasters had the rights to Godzilla figures. And I remember collecting a lot of Trendmasters Godzilla films, be it for the 1998 Godzilla, because they had the Godzilla license, and also for the classic Godzillas. And so this is one that I got off eBay because I wanted to have one mint on card. It even says in the sticker on the right hand corner it's from KB Toys, and it's so cool. I remember I actually did have this figure when I was a kid. Yeah, like you could press the button, it has light up glowing eyes. But one of the cool things about these figures was the box art. Like I love the look of Godzilla. He looks terrifying in that cover. And the back of the box would also feature some backstories to all the Godzilla monsters that he fights, and Godzilla himself, obviously. But this is one I'm glad to keep in the box. One that's not in the box is this. It's a basic Trendmasters Godzilla figure, and this is the only surviving Trendmasters Godzilla figure that I had from my childhood, and I love it so much. I'm so glad to have it. And a detail I forgot to mention is the glowing red eyes on a lot of these figures, and I think it's very demonic looking for this Godzilla, and I just love it. He doesn't have any articulation. He's just basically a little statue, but this is a nice piece of my childhood that I'm still glad to have. Jumping back into the movie monster series, this came out recently. It's Godzilla from Godzilla vs. the Astro Monster, or at least it's also called Monster X. Godzilla doing his iconic victory pose. Now he's balancing on a rock, so that's how he stands up. But I thought this was so funny, I had to get it. And yeah, not a whole lot to say about this, but I'm glad to have something meme-worthy in the collection. So I'm glad he's staying there on this show. He ain't going nowhere. Now, this is an Imperial Godzilla figure. I don't remember when Imperial Toys got the license to Godzilla, but I do remember that I had one of these as a kid. You could pop the arms and legs off fairly easily on this, but that was not intended. I love the little red lipstick look around him. There's a little silver chest piece. And this is not the one that I had, like I said. This is one that I got for Christmas because my family knew that I was collecting Godzilla memorabilia. I even have the tag that did fall off because it was like hanging on by a literal thread. But I'm so happy to have an Imperial Godzilla figure. I love the artwork on the tag too. Now, I don't remember where I got this guy from, and I'm not sure if he's an Imperial Godzilla figure or not, but he definitely looks like one. Regardless, he's just a fun Godzilla figure to have. It's like a mature Godzilla figure for a young adult. Like, he is just a fun foot-tall Godzilla action figure to have, and I have him right next to the Imperial Godzilla. It's kind of like, I don't know how to describe him. I just love him. I love the color scheme. I love the height. And you can move his arms around, his legs. And this, unlike the Imperial Godzilla figure that I previously showed, his arms and legs don't come off. So, yeah, happy to have him too as well. Now, here's a miscellaneous shelf. So we have a lot of movie monster series, both different versions of Godzilla, as well as some Gamera figures. That's pretty cool. I have all the original GMK movie monster figures, which includes Baragon, Mothra, and Rodan. There is another NECA figure you can kind of see in the right bottom right hand corner. It's 1984, which is one of my favorite designs for Godzilla. You can also see the little Under King Ghidorah, the little monster head, and the tanks that came with the Rick Sand Customs one. And if you look at the left-hand corner, those are the Mechagodzilla and Godzilla my dad brought from Japan, as well as there's a Godzilla figure next to the giant 2001. I think I already said this, but there are some NECA Kongs there. But yeah, this is just kind of a miscellaneous shelf of Godzilla stuff I have here. And here are a few more random things. One is, I think, a King Caesar on the far left. I came with a Godzilla figure, so like off eBay, someone just gave it to me. I'm like, okay, I'll keep it. There's a Godzilla 1954 key. Apologies for the lighting, it's not the best. Even with the flashlight on, it wasn't showing up that well. Anyway, there's a 1954 Godzilla keychain right there. He kept falling off, so I decided to just take the keychain part off and keep it on the shelf. And then two are from Gachapon machines. There's a Hamtaro Godzilla, a gold one, which apparently is rare, and I just got it the first try. And then another one I got from a Gachapon fairly recently was the one I was hoping to get, the Odo Island Godzilla from Godzilla Minus One. He has a little display base to keep his tail propped up, but isn't he adorable? Aren't they all adorable? And the last thing I'll showcase, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep much longer because of space, wow, obviously, is this. It's a little box that has that I got from Target. Now, you open up the mouth, and you can have little Godzilla blind bags in there. Now, when I went to the store, they didn't have the blind bags anymore, and I came across someone, and I asked, could I keep the box? Because there were no more bags for this Godzilla box anymore, and they said, sure. And so I just thought it was cool. I wanted to turn it into a trash can, where I could just put my, well, trash in Godzilla's mouth. That sounds kind of wrong, but it's just kind of a cool novelty to have. Again, I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep it because of, well, space, but it was just such a cool looking thing. I kind of wanted to see how long I could hold on to it. And aside from the movies that I have and the Godzilla video games, that is my Godzilla collection. I have a lot of figures, as you can tell, but I also have a lot of miscellaneous kind of novelty items. I would love to find some weird Godzilla merch, so if you know of anything, shout it out in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys have. Is there anything that you still have from your collection? And also, I don't know if you'll ever see this or not, probably not, but shout out to Monster Island Buddies. I never get bored with his videos. I'll even watch the Bai ads because he makes them so unique, and it's just it has this kind of feeling of watching a morning cartoon show. You always want to tune in and see what wacky adventures he goes through next. But he really inspired me to want to branch out with my Godzilla collection, much to my parents' eternal dismay. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. There should be a podcast coming up, and I'll see what I can do to review. Haven't been able to see The Mandalorian yet. Probably won't for another week or two. But I would love to review that movie. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care, and long live the king.